Hey, welcome, all my right thinkers. Thanks for tuning in and check out your boy, P Farm, thinking right out here in my lab where I do what I do for you. Nice lesson today. Again, life lessons. You know how we do it. But this is one that I'm going to keep running down your throat as much as I can. It's all about having divine or spiritual knowledge, aka God's knowledge. Let's talk about it. And I asked the question, do you have it? Let's go. Rightism, 25 rule to live by. Storytelling, story with a message. There's a message in my stories for life. I give life lessons. You tune into receiving them. I appreciate you. We got a good thing going. Let's do what we do. Right thinking mission is to enlighten, inspire, educate, and motivate you, the individual, to a higher spiritual level of enlightenment. Right thinkers way of life through mental and spiritual discipline. Practice daily will help and guide you to obtain, your goal of reaching spiritual enlightenment, aka know thyself. My mission that all right thinkers know thyself. If you're a right thinker, your goal is to know thyself. See where we're going with this? Let's get there together. So I asked the question, do you know you? You will when I get through. That's what I do. It's rhetorical, but if you know how to answer for yourself, tune in. I got you. A person who knows not and knows not that they know not is foolish. Disregard them. A person who knows not and knows that they know not is simple, but you can teach them. That's why I do what I do for you. Appreciate you too. Stay tuned. I got more for you. A person who knows not and believe and think that they know is dangerous. Avoid them. I do. A person who knows and knows not that they know is spiritually asleep. I can awaken them. I'm the spiritual alarm clock here to wake you up with knowledge of self. That's what I do for you. A person who knows and knows that they know is wise. Follow them. All these persons reside in you. Right thinkers, know thyself. And two, might not be true. Right thinkers, let's talk about divine or spiritual knowledge is God knowledge. How do you attain it? You had to experience it. You had to implement it and have it for yourself. Truth is only understood by those who what who know it, who practice it, find out for themselves. So let's talk about what I call spiritual, aka divine knowledge. Is spiritual enlightenment. I'm enlightening you to what God. What you don't know about God, I'm gonna try to explain and break it down to you so you can understand it and implement it, and you'll know God for yourself through what experience. We call it gnosis. All right, but spiritual knowledge is spiritual discipline is giving teachings of God. God is spirit. Spiritual knowledge is giving you God knowledge. God is divine, all good, all righteous, and everything that's good is divine. That's God. Again, you can practice a philosophy that teaches you to do just that. That's what I give you. That's what I practice. That's what I master. We call it Mayat philosophy. Some call it Samatawi, some Shita Nana. Whatever you call it, is getting you to what? Know God for yourself. It's called experience. The mystical experience is when you come conscious of your higher self, aka God, thyself. God is spirit. Again, God is spirit with attributes that everything comes from the spirit, the hidden spirit that's in everything. And he's also what? All conscious, all knowing. See where we're going with this? Okay? That's what God represents. We are God like in spirit, with matter in physical form, but we have a brain to what? To become conscious of who we are, aka to know thyself. And with that knowledge of self, you can go back to your maker, God, your father, so to speak. Okay? That's the concept. Everybody, religion, everybody got the same concept. How they present it, how they dress it up and give it to you, it's cool. Religion, Christianity, Muslim, Judaism, they all present the same thing, just different. And that's fine. Why? If you practice it, it all gets you where you're supposed to go, to God. That's why. And that's called religion. I ain't got a problem with that. They call it belief system. If you believe what you was told and you practice it, it'll become true for you. All right. But to become God, have God knowledge, that means you obtain what we call self-mastery. The things you have to do to get to that level, you had to put the work in yourself. Our ancient ancestors left the ultimate message. and I'm riding it. What? Know thyself is to know God. What? For yourself. You can be told about God. You can hear about everybody, but you need to have your own relationship with God. That's the whole purpose. Individual. You are a dual individual. One with the ego, two with the spiritual consciousness. Matter and spirit becoming one. That's the goal for all human beings when we come here, whether you know it, like it, or whatever. But until that happens, you'll keep coming here, coming back. Okay. When you have knowledge of self, you become conscious, know who you are, you go back home. The spirit, I've been telling you for the longest, is on a loan. We don't own our spirit. You can't sell it. We can't negotiate it. Why? It ain't ours. Moving on. Our goal is to get it back to him. Life is God's gift to you. What you do with it is your gift to him. Give him back a purified spirit. Let's go, our soul. All right. And our ancients told us how to do that. They laid it out. I went and dusted off the pyramid nonsense, and I'm giving it to you now. The word gnosis means to know from experience. Gnosis of God is becoming what? God conscious, spelled with the Conscience. Mm-hmm. The science of what? Heart mind coherence. You become conscious of what? Where God dwells inside of you. The heart and the mind have to become conscious of that. That's your job. I'm trying to help you with that. You can do it. What you gotta do? Put the work in. All right. From your own. Remember, gnosis is to know God, become God conscious through what daily practice and what the experience. When you do right, take care of business, and all of a sudden, whatever you were praying for, whatever you were looking for, whatever you needed, just happened to happen. Is that a blessing? That luck? How that work? Those who believe and understand and know God, they know that if I do this, that's cause and effect. That'll happen. If I do good work, I'll get good results and things that's going to happen. Simple as that. We call it a selfless service. When you give, God love, God bless the cheerful giver. I give willingly, okay? I don't give with that string attached to it. Most people give with a string attached. I don't have no strings. Let's go. Moving on. And when you become, okay, no, wait a minute. Uh, excuse me. Oh, no, I'm up here. Knowing thyself. The concept is you mastering what? Your God knowledge, your spiritual knowledge. You reach the level of what? It becomes muscle memory to what? Do the right thing, live right, prepare yourself, and do the things that's supposed to be done. Now, I would do the right thing in any situation where before I didn't think that way. So it's a philosophy that you can implement and practice for yourself, and yet it always results. All right. Knowing thyself is mastering the knowledge of God by practicing what? Maya philosophy, aka right thinking. Why? Because it teaches you how to master oneself through what? Righteous and virtuous, selfless living, offering up a selfless service, doing what's right, keeping yourself in the good sight of God, where He will what? Bless you. Good behavior. Don't parents reward their children when they do right? Remember the notes on the little thing on the refrigerator, age? You ain't never seen an F paper on the refrigerator, have you? It wouldn't make mine. Okay, no. So again, you reward good acts, and that's what I'm trying to tell you. All right. And everybody wants to be recognized and be rewarded for good stuff. God knows that. So every individual who earns the blessing, that's what you get. Moving on. You don't worry about nobody else. No, you're responsible. Okay. I know God. Well, you know God, aka thyself. I know me. And to know yourself is to know God. Why? By putting in the work that you need to do to make that happen for yourself. That's how. You can't tell me nothing about God. Why? I know for myself. So what you got to say? That's your opinion. That's your right. But you can't tell me Jack. Okay, I know. And if you just a believer in God, we really ain't got much to talk about. Why? Because your belief is different than what I know. Self mastery is just that. That's the goal that you reach for all right thinkers till you become what? One with God. How? By studying and living the things that you study and live right, and you manifest for yourself. What? Blessings. That's how you recognize God. Through the blessings that you receive. He's not gonna come down and say, "Hey, I'm God." No, don't work that way. So all that the guy in the boat, the pastor, he was drowning, or the boat I mean, two people came by boats. He wouldn't say because he waiting for God. When he died, because he wouldn't go to the boat, he asked God. God, he went to heaven because he's a good dude. He asked God, well, God, why didn't you come save me? He said, God damn, I sent 3 people for you. So some people got to recognize God for themselves, and a lot of people don't. Why? They think it's something else. Why? They don't know. I'm trying to get you to know for yourself so they can't bamboozle you with God. Oh, he's black. He's white. He's this. God is spirit. Spirit don't have sex or for the body is for sex is for physical body. Spirit don't need a sexual combination, male or female. So God is not human. We make him human, and that's understandable. We do it mythologically to give you understanding and teach about him. But to know him for yourself means you have to live and experience what the blessing that you get from living right. And if you're constantly getting bad situations, you ain't living right. I can tell you that. Been there. I know that game too. That's called Murphy's Law. What will go wrong, what could go wrong, will go wrong. But when you become God conscious, awakened, anointed, birth, born again, whatever you call it, when you happen, that means your life is actually better because you're putting the work in to make it happen. Ain't no magic. Ain't no big, no, it's you putting in the work. God recognizes deeds, works, not words. Okay. And once you realize that, that what keeps you what? Doing good deeds, what? Daily. Good people do good stuff. And believing in God is a good start. Okay, that's the ground level. At a certain point in time, that belief had to turn into what? On the road to a spiritual enlightenment, that belief got to turn to knowing. Gnosis. You got to experience for yourself. Now you ain't no longer a believer in God. You now what? Know thyself. AKA thy is God. That's the true self to who you are. Thyself meaning knowing you and God are one. Make it real easy for you. Well, I don't know you. I don't know the symbolism. I don't get the. Yeah, heart, mind, coherence. One person, one thought, one mind, one body. Knowing God is knowing thyself. Philosophically, metaphorically, however you want to do it, but you have to do something. What? Good deeds. So whatever you, how you found it to make a difference. You got the God through Christianity, my pastor did. I got God through philosophical practices and living. We both got to the same destination. That's my point. You can get there any way you want. I got my way. He got his. We God's outcome. All right. They tell you saints and sages. A saint is a good one. Always good. He's always been good. I'm the sage. Why? I got a philosophical concept, principle that I had to manifest for myself to become what? A sage. To know thyself. Do what? My practice. Moving on. Not through a Bible. No, I tell my man, I ain't get God through the Bible. He said, no, I ain't come that way. Thank you. There's more than one way to get to God. All right, let's go. But again, spiritual people will tell you they're spiritual, not religious. And what they mean is, I'm not following a religious doctrine. I know I'm a spiritual being at heart. Why? The spirit is from God. So I'm godly in that concept. And who experience God, what? Blessings for themselves. Why? Because of the way they live. And they're getting rewarded for that. So you can't tell them about God. I'm one of them. No. If you're a Christian, Muslim, or Jew, however you got to God, God bless you, good for you. But I didn't take that route. That's all. And I know just as much of God as you do. Just as good that you God as you are. That's the point I'm trying to make to you. It don't make a difference how you got to God. Get there. Like old age. Ain't but one way you're gonna get old. One day at a time. And you keep mounting them days up, it's called getting old. A lot of people won't make it. Okay, moving on. But if you're spiritual, you're living what God-centered lifestyle. Y'all call it Christian based, whatever. No, I got God. I'm God conscious. I'm focused God all the time. I ain't a bit religious than a man in the moon. Moving on. Spiritual knowledge. God is spirit. I have God knowledge. Spiritual knowledge is God knowledge. Again, you learn that. You earn that from practicing the things that you learn. And what happens? You will be rewarded. So now you ain't got to believe it. You know it. I do what I do. Why? I know I'm getting a return for it. You have to live it again, aka experience it for yourself. God is free for everybody. There's billions of people in the world. That means it's billions of ways to get to God. Every which one of us have a way. All we gotta do is choose it and move it. That's free will. Okay? Anybody make you do nothing. Spirit, just like the air. You can't see it, it's invisible, but you experience it while you inhale and exhale, you living. God is hidden inside man. The spirit is in us, we can't see it. Okay? Again, you're never gonna see God. Not with these outward eyes. The spiritual, I told you that I see him with that one. And he also what? Sees you too. Moving on. But you have to be able to experience, and with air, you breathe it. With God, you experience what? The blessings that come from the work that you put in that earn his respect, that lets you know, yeah, I'm here. I'll be with you to the end of time. I ain't going nowhere. All right. Why? When it's said and done, if you're with me in this form, when this form dies, you come home with me. No more coming back and trying to get to me. No, you got to me here. That's the goal. I'm trying to get on my right thinking to understand self-knowledge, knowing thyself, self-mastery, knowledge, God, spiritual knowledge, enlightenment, whatever, everything you call it anointed, get it. And then you ain't got to worry about what they call it. But the spirit that's invisible, aka the force, you know it through nature. That God showed you everything you need to see. And that what we can experience what him for ourselves. You ain't got to believe what I say about God. You do this and you have your own. Why? That's how I got mine. I had no idea when he made his presence known to me. I just was doing what I was reading, practicing, and implement when I was studying. All of a sudden, yeah, this is what you need to be doing. I've been doing that ever since. Teaching, okay? What? Spiritual knowledge, God knowledge. I ain't a preacher. I'm never gonna tell I'm a damn preacher, but I'm godly the next one. I got just as much God conscious and not and knowledge of self as any preacher you got out there. Why? It's all the same thing. I just don't preach it. I try to teach it and I live it. If you preaching it, living it, I'm with you. If you preaching it and ain't living it, I can't roll with you. Spiritual knowledge is knowing God dwells in us with all that's divine. The good part of me, your higher self, your better self, that's the God self. That's the part that you got to what aspire to be. Everybody's got the low level. We all start out down here. That's the level. Even high as you go, it's up to you. Okay? With divine knowledge, aka God knowledge. Whether you be Muslim, Christian, or Jew, you still want what God not. It still got to learn. My pastor teaches as he preaches. I know that for a fact. Why? I go get the lesson, so I get it. But I'm not gonna read that book. I'm not gonna none of that. But I get the concept that he putting down every Sunday when I go here. That's cool. On Wednesday, on the prayer line. Why? We got God connection. I'm with that 100%. And with that knowledge, having it don't mean jack. Living it daily. That's what you need to be doing. If you got it, use it. If you had it, would you flaunt it? If you got God knowledge, flaunt it. Live it. Show it. Let that light shine. This little light of mine, you gotta let it shine. Okay? Having it and don't let it shine. What's the sense of having it? Okay? When you doing all that nonsense, you would love everybody to see that. But now you're ashamed of God. Oh, that's never a good thing. Okay. But to know God and to have knowledge of God is to what? Live right when daily. And that way you're blessed by God. So anybody else that blesses you? Okay, that's my concept. I know Christian people who practice Christianity, they're blessed. I know Muslims who practice Islam, they're blessed. I know Jews who practice and blessed. So I'm just saying, I know all these things. I ain't got a problem with it. Why? I got knowledge of God for myself. I don't give a damn what their knowledge is. Could care less. If it's working for them, all the better. Why? Because mine working for me. So I don't have a problem with that. Oh, this is better than yours. According to who? I'm not in here judging that nonsense. Again, that ignorant mentality lets me know the ego is still on the surface of your knowledge. Why? You still worry about nonsense. Moving on. When you have what I call, again, heart mind coherence, is you now having what? Your own God experience by doing what's right and getting the benefits of doing that. So you know for yourself. Not because the book said, not because the pastor said, not because Brother Wright said. No, because you experience it for yourself. So now we can exchange blessings and understanding of the God that you serve, the God that I serve. Same God. Why? You do the same thing. Blessing. Because you call him this, he call him that. Don't change nothing. Moving on. And everybody got to do the same act. Righteous, good, selfless. I know, not that I think, not that I know that if I did what's right, and I do every day, that's in God's, the God of my understanding sight, I will be rewarded. That's the whole kicker. Anybody can tell me that. Anybody got to try to convince me of that. I know that for a fact for myself. That's what I'm trying to get you to know. You ain't gonna worry about being told what to do. Daily practice over the last 20 some odd years of my philosophy will earn and did earn me what? Daily blessings that God knowledge puts me in a position to exercise my right to what? Do what God thinks is good and earn the blessings that I get for doing that. Being God conscious, not a God believer, not a God hope, no, a God conscious, meaning knowing, keeping, that's what keeps me from what? Doing egotistical, selfish nonsense like I used to when I wasn't what? God conscious. I'm not doing that no more. That's it wasn't smart. It wasn't good. I use a phrase. Some people do things that just not smart. I don't want to call you dumb, but if I said what you're doing is smart, the opposite of smart is dumb. I just try to put in a way where I ain't trying to be demeaning, but I do. I know everything got two ways to be done. Some people just don't do the smart way. Let's move on past that. I try to do what's right, so I'm going to do it the right way. How you do it, that's on you. But I know, okay, what being God conscious keeps me what in a good place daily. Why? I'm doing what I need to be doing, and I'm getting rewards for that on that basis. When you obtain God, aka what we know to be divine knowledge, that is the goal for all right thinkers. That's your goal, to get this knowledge of self, to know thyself and become one with God. And then you on your own. You don't no longer need me. I appreciate the views. Don't stop viewing. But yeah, the lessons that you learn when you reach that level, I got it. I understand. I'm going to lose a few. Why? Because they haven't went out and do their thing. I got a problem with that. I don't need you. No, I appreciate the views. I don't need no that worshiping like I'm somebody. No, no, no. I'm not beat for none of that nonsense. Understand that. And when you have, and if knowing God, if wanting to know God is your goal, come on, right thinking philosophy is what you need. Why? I do just that. That's all I do. Try to get you to know and understand God. By what? Give me the stuff that you need to make that happen for yourself. Daily righteous lessons, life lessons. If you're a Muslim, knowing Allah is the goal for Muslims. Okay? Am I correct? You practice the tenets of Islam to what? Get the blessing, whatever y'all call it, to get Allah to look down in favor of you for your action. Okay? Get it, understand it. Christians, their goal is to what? To get into heaven. How? By living like Christ, emulating Christ. I ain't got a problem with that. I tell you all the time. Be like Christ. Why? That'll get you in because you got him in. If you follow that, then you're good to go. I ain't got a problem with that. I know brothers who do. I know people who practice that philosophy and they just as good as anybody else. Last one. Appreciate you tuning in. Mastering my right thinking philosophy, if done right, means now you know who? Thyself. By what? The work that you put in, not the lessons that I gave you, not what I told you. No, you experience it for yourself through the instructions I give you on a day-to-day basis. That's why I'm here doing what I do for you. Hope you enjoyed the lesson. More important, I hope you learn to live by the lessons that I teach and get the results that I get. Blessings. In closing, right thinkers, may you all live to be 100. Me, 100 miles a day. So I never know my right thinkers who obtaining divine and spiritual knowledge have passed away.